From our weather center, looking at some cloud coverage lingering across the Abacos and the Grand Bahama, also extending down towards Eleuthera this morning. This frontal boundary that created the stir yesterday with quite a bit of showers over the northern Bahamas has now retreated to the north as a warm front is now coupled to this frontal system coming down towards the southeast. It's coming down towards Florida by tomorrow. Let's take a look at the satellite in motion and surface map in motion. This is how things occurred over the past 12 hours. This frontal system sort of stayed right along the Abacos, went south to around Hole in the Wall, then it moved back up north very, very slow, creating lots of showers, light showers, all day yesterday up in the northern Bahamas. So it was a wet one as a result of that warm front that moved north. Now we have this system that's going to be moving south, bringing with it some showers for early Thursday. I'll tell you about that as we get into the forecast. The frontal boundary extends in the Atlantic and is weakening and dissipates later tonight. The cloud coverage from the tail end of that front is across the Bahamas. See that cloud coverage again. Once you just take off from Abaco, Bahamas, there are Sky Bahamas heading southbound. As soon as they get beyond Hole in the Wall, they can go through by way of the Northeast Providence Channel and get a straight shot into the nation's capital. Cat Island has a few clouds coverage. North half of Eleuthera from Governor's Harbor going north has cloud coverage, and it's clearer down near Cape Eleuthera. Most of Abaco will have some clouds today, and into Grand Bahama you'll see some scattered clouds and maybe a slight chance of a shower throughout the day, but certainly nothing compared to yesterday. Seeing some showers showing up between Florida and the east coast, the west coast of Grand Bahama. Nothing to worry about in that neck of the woods. Now what we can tell you is the winds will be 15 to 20 knots from the east southeast today. Green Turtle Key, Cooperstown, Walkers and Grand, you're going to get 20 to 25. You're north of 27 north. Now that may very possibly occur at Guana Key and Man of War Key, because you're ever so close to that 27 north line of latitude. You sometimes what occurs at 27 north, we also sometimes get here in central Abaco what's forecast for 27 north and above. The higher winds will be in the Atlantic to the north. It'll be producing some ocean swells. Small craft caution advisory into effect for the northern Bahamas. 15 to 20 knots. 15 to 20 knots in the nation's capital, down to Eleuthera and into the remainder of the Bahamas. Here is your, are we still in the tropic, the final day of November? Look what's going on down here near the Panama Canal. We've got a system that forecasters are suggesting has a 10% chance of developing into something tropical in nature. We don't anticipate that that's going to come north or create any challenges, but for the final day of hurricane season, something shows up on the charts. Looking at the forecast for tomorrow, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, the frontal system will move into just around Lake Okeechobee, then moving further south. So by tomorrow night, this frontal system should be just along Grand Bahama and moving through the Abacos late tomorrow evening, bringing with it some prefrontal showers and some showers following the front. Once that occurs on Thursday and into Friday, we'll have a very nice cool down effect occurring across the area. 10 to 15 knots for Wednesday in advance of the front, east-southeast. The winds will begin to rotate towards the south by day's end and then more southwesterly into the evening hours as the frontal system moves closer to the Bahamas. Then, once the front moves through, we're going to get northerly flow. It's just like clockwork. It always happens. Behind the frontal system, northwesterly flow bringing cooler air from up north, and the atmosphere will be cooling down on Thursday into Friday, and just in time for a nice, comfortable Christmas bazaar with no rain showing. Very sunny conditions on Friday and into Saturday, but cool, no rain in the forecast for the Christmas bazaar. 10 to 15 again on Thursday after the front would have gone through. All right, here's your boating forecast for today. Not a great day to do any boating across the Bahamas. We always ask you, look at that, 7 to 11 foot seas offshore today. It still is very rough out there, ladies and gentlemen. So we ask you to please exercise some degree of caution as you go out from your ports today. In the bay and inland waters, you should have a nice to moderate chop. 15 to 20 knots east to southeast, going up towards Green Turtle Key. You'll notice the difference. It will be choppy out there. And so exercise extreme caution as you venture out going towards Whale Key. I do not suggest a passage through Whale Key today. Northeasterly swells, ragey conditions, 15 to 20 knots in the southern Bahamas. Low tides occurring at 9:15, high at 3 p.m. And we're on the cycle of the moon, that new moon tides. Tides are going to be extremely low. You'll feel like you can walk across the harbor because of the extreme low tides that will be occurring. And that's a look at your weather today, brought to you by our partners at Sky Bahamas and Complete Care Air Conditioning and Refrigeration.